We talked a little bit at times last season about this, Waz, but those midweek games, sometimes they get overlooked. Does this group appreciate the magnitude of what that midweek game actually means in terms of the resume and how, like, that's right now, that's your most valuable game so far. It could be one of your top 5 or 10 most valuable in the season.
It was a good midweek win for us. That's why we scheduled Gonzaga on the road. We felt like they would probably be on top of their conference, just like San Diego and all these other teams that we've played so far. And so for us to go in there and take care of business, I mean, we advertised. We didn't hide from it with the team. We told them point blank, we're here because it's an RPI game, and it's going to be important for us in terms of postseason stuff. You still got to take care of your business during the league. Don't kid yourself. If you don't take care of business in the Pac-12 conference, doesn't matter what you do during the midweek. But assuming you do take care of business during the Pac-12 conference, then your midweek games, especially when you're playing good RPI teams like Gonzaga, beating them on the road, that's a big deal. As you saw, our RPI jumped up to 7 in the country.
We set the weekend rotation for this weekend?
Yeah, we're going Gordon, same rotation, Gordon, Aon and Sloan.
What's the latest on Meyer?
No updates on Meyer.
Mosiello?
No updates on Mosiello too. He's seems to be, well, he's pinning and he's just day to day. He's got something going on in his back with spasms or something like that. So if we can get it to settle down, he'll be in the mix pretty quick.
Any updates on Drew Cowley? He's been out of lineup for the last 6 games.
Drew Cowley had his hamate bone removed. He broke his hamate bone on the first swing at Stanford on Friday night, and he played with it broken for the rest of the game, and then he had his hamate bone removed after that series, so he's out 4 weeks. He'll be back at the start of April.
Even with somebody like Drew out, you never want somebody like that out, but is it nice to know that you guys could score runs pretty well with guys out and kind of doing it that way? Or
yeah, you don't replace Drew Cowley. He's a 12 or a 1300 OPS guy, so unless you got a guy like that laying around on the bench, which nobody really does, it's a big loss. And so we've got other players that are good players, but losing a guy that's possibly one of the best hitters on the West Coast in the country is never fun.
In a way, you kind of do that, though, because when he was killing the ball early, Tanner wasn't hitting well. And Tanner, obviously, the last 11 games is just on fire. What's Tanner doing? Is there anything he's doing different the last 11 games that he wasn't doing? Or does it just make that slow start stand out even more because it's just not who he was, and now he's playing like you knew he could play?
Well, yeah, he is playing like we knew he could play, but he did make a swing adjustment, and so which has led to more power and more consistency squaring the ball up. So.
You batted 289, a great average last year as a team, but you're up to 340 right now. Hopefully it doesn't even out, you stay up there, but what has been the changes, like you just mentioned Tanner Smith, what has been the change, though, to get you elevated to that height? You've got a third of the season in, but still.
Yeah, we've faced really good people so far, too. I don't think the numbers are what they are. I think they speak the truth. Hitting comes and goes, though, and so, for me, I know the hitting piece has been exciting. Biggest change, I don't know. We swung the bats really well last year as well. You're talking about another year of development with Coach Martyr and the tech crew with Brett Thomas leading the charge with player development. That's a big deal, and Daryl Hunter in the weight room. We pound the weights. This isn't a deal where we're lifting, once or twice a week or 3 times a week. These guys are in that weight room every other day, and they're pounding it, game days, non-game days. It's more of a professional type of a lifting program. And so I think you're starting to see the results of the ball that might have gone to the track or the wall before is going over the fence now. And that's just a credit to the kids. And Daryl Hunter, kids' work ethic in the weight room. And Daryl Hunter, he's a really good strength coach.
How has the last couple of weeks, when Meyer and Mosiello are out, how has that altered just the in-week preparation for weekends when I don't think the ideal plan a month ago would have been 5 and 6 relievers per game in an ideal world. But you're doing that and having success with it. It's going to be harder and harder to replicate with time. That's just the way it is. But how has that changed more of your midweek of trying to allocate the workload and plan for the workload in the weekend?
The workload allocation is not a whole lot different. You still pin your guys at the same times during the week. So Gordon, Aon, and Sloan just pin at the same times that your normal Friday, Saturday, Sunday guys would. We knew that we had really quality relievers in the program. We knew that they'd be a real effective group for an inning to 2 inning stints at the start of the year. And now it's just obviously magnifying that. The guys are pitching really well out of the bullpen. It's never been an issue with the back end of the bullpen. Those guys have good arms. It's nice to see Matt Dallas really emerge. Colby Summers we've known. It's nice to see the development of Rio Britton. You know, and Dylan Sabia, he's pitched very, very well here recently. That whole bullpen's pitched very well lately. And so, yeah, we'd love to be able to get 5 inning starts, 6 inning, 7 inning starts. But, you know, when you have guys that are more on the, 1 to 3 inning program, it feels a little bit more like modern Major League Baseball, where they're starting relievers, and relievers, it's not traditional anymore. It's not the Smoltz and Glavins of the world, going 7 to 9 innings with, Maddox, It's just not that way anymore. And so from that standpoint, I think it's more of a professional model that we're kind of rolling out there. Maybe not by choice, but it's kind of being mandated with the personnel we have, so we're trying to adapt with them.
Timeline-wise for Gordon to build up to that 5+ inning mark, is he?
He's there now. He's there now from pitch count. All of them from a pitch count are able to go in excess of 100 pitches now. It's just a matter of if they're going to be effective or not. I'm not going to sit there and watch guys walking people. I'm not very patient with that kind of stuff. So if guys want to go out there and dance around the zone and not pitch the way the standard at Oregon has been, then they won't get the ball.
Tanner is slugging like 900 the last 3 weeks. Obviously, he's getting base on a great clip too. Is he your leadoff hitter for sure? Or do you think about moving him down a spot or two to drive in some runs?
No, I like our lineup. I think we're doing just fine with the offense. I'm not going to try to reinvent the wheel with what those guys are doing right now. I just pretty much try to stay out of their way.